lightweight division brought to you by Encore Lending Group. First, please welcome to the cage, Paul Teague.
All right, we have Paul Teague. He is quite the character. Have a look at this mask here. I don't know if Mark Laws is ready to grease this guy up because he's looking pretty intimidating, Casey. That's a different one.
New to the table, of course, we saw him in Team MMA Battle. He teamed up with another guy we're going to see tonight, Justin Winchester. Always a character. And what a veteran he is. Most of his fights have been in South Carolina. He returned here at 50-50, did a grappling match. Now he is in action to throw hands and do some MMA work.
Man, this is one of those fights that I've really kind of been looking forward to tonight because it's just very, very different styles, I guess you would say. I mean, you know, we've got the powerhouse in Jaylen Johnson. He's a stud athlete, but very inexperienced. You know, Paul Teague has been in there with some killers and has just so much experience, even though he'd probably be giving up some disadvantage in natural athleticism.
We saw Jaylen Johnson at Border Wars. He came out and he fought very hard. I thought he was ahead in the fight, to be truthfully honest with you. But he was under some big lights. That way, we had about 2,500 people in attendance there, and it's a lot to take in. So, you know, props to him for stepping up to it. But now he is back here in East Tennessee. This is more of his hometown here. He's going to have a big crowd. But Paul Teague, he is no pushover whatsoever. He's been in there with some really stiff competition and has beaten some of those guys.
Yeah, Paul's not going to be intimidated in the least here. He's very confident. The Ninja Turtle, Paul Teague. Let's send it back to Jennifer now as she introduces us to Jaylen Johnson.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome Jaylen Johnson.
All right, now we are meeting Jaylen Johnson, as we just spoke briefly about. He's 0-1, coming out of local legends in Morristown, Tennessee. Good contingency here to see him tonight. You know, he's a guy that, like you said, he stepped up in a really tough atmosphere for his debut fight that would have been daunting to anyone making their amateur debut. We'll see if now those cage jitters are out of the way here tonight as he settles down here against Paul Teague. And you know, another thing, that fight was at 170 in Kentucky. This is at 155. He stated that the heavier weight did contribute to his poor cardio.
Well, as you mentioned, that it really matches up here that we see Jaylen Johnson right out of the gate. He's going to be full of rocket fuel from start. But if Paul Teague can endure, look for him to kind of push back into this fight. He also has some very tricky kicks. He throws those high kicks from way out. He has caught his opponent. He's beat some guys that are what I would consider to be more natural athletes, as you've mentioned before. He's been able to beat those guys with pure technique. And Paul Teague actually does have some athleticism. He is a lot cagier than you would expect. Really a true veteran of mixed martial arts. I'm always excited to have him on my cards. Very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, Paul's a tricky guy. He's got some tricks up his sleeve, you know. So that's something that Jaylen's gonna have to watch out for. That said, you know, his last opponent was also kind of a jiu-jitsu guy, and he didn't have a really easy time taking Jaylen down. So I think that the first round is going to be very telling here. If Paul can survive that onslaught, then it becomes very up in the air what happens in going into the second, third round.
Right, and we saw it in the first 50-50 fight night back in April. Paul does have a submission arsenal, particularly on the legs. So Jaylen's going to have to watch out for that. If he starts to cool off whatsoever, the experience of Paul Teague is going to take over here.
Yeah, I think, you know, I will say that Jaylen looks much more, I mean, he looked like a beast in Kentucky in his last fight. He looks like he's really put the work in here to get that cardio where it needs to be.
And shave that head, brother. I can't tell him apart from his brother,
No doubt. Let's go to Jennifer.
About to scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 155 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 5 losses, and fights out of No Mercy MMA in Union, South Carolina, Paul the Ninja Turtle Teague. And his opponent across the cage to my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 153 pounds, holds a record of 0 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of local legends in Morristown, Tennessee, Jaylen Johnson. Your referee when the action begins is Brandon Sexton.
All right, here we go. Touch the gloves to start. Paul Teague in the green Ninja Turtle shorts, throwing a kick immediately. Jaylen Johnson in the black
Teague
and
with
white.
first blood, now looking to get the back of Jaylen Johnson right out of that gate here.
Very quickly, he took his back.
Wow, climbing all over Jaylen Johnson. Looking for the choke, he may have it. Oh,
no,
Jaylen Johnson gets free.
And that's not
And
a good
he
spot.
opens up on the Ninja Turtle.
Big right hand.
Shot. Wow, action-packed right out of the gate.
We got to fight. Oh,
Whoa!
he's out.
Down.
Oh,
It's
my
Jaylen
Lord.
Johnson spinning back fist. Whoa!
That is going to make some highlight
Wow,
reels.
and the Ninja Turtle right here in my face. My goodness.
Unbelievable.
There it is again. Look at this replay. Tim out of nowhere.
Oh,
Boom, and you
wow.
see Jaylen, he was trying for an overhand right of his own, but Paul Teague connects first, and man, what explosiveness.
Oh, man, they were both throwing so hard.
No Mercy MMA, baby.
Jaylen Johnson being attended to.
35 seconds into the first round for your winner by way of knockout, Paul the Ninja Turtle Teague.
Paul, man. It's been a long time. You and I have a long history. You've fought on a lot of shows that I've been a part of. I've caught a lot of your fights up and down the highways. And finally here at 50-50, fight night number 2. How are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. Jaylen's got a lot of power. I felt that from the 2 punches in the back of the head. Well, excuse me, the ear part of the head when I was on the ground. Couldn't let him hit me again.
Well, talk about it a little bit. You know, right out of the gate, you drug to his back, you got the hooks in. It looked like maybe you were on your way to securing that rear naked choke. Jaylen, such an athlete. He was able to shrug you off. And as you mentioned, he landed a few shots of his own. And then out of nowhere, it was the spinning back fist. Talk your way through the fight.
Pretty much I've been ready for this whole fight camp because this is my last fight for a little while. And me and my coaches, Brad, and my other karate coach, Ross Conklin, they have helped me so much. I've put in work for this fight. I even got my boss man to change my schedule so I could train for this fight. And I told him what I was doing, and he said, I'm gonna give you that week off and pay you vacation. He said, go bring that win home.
So you talked to me before. You said, like you mentioned, you're going to take some time off. Talk about that a little bit.
The reason I'm taking time off because I am joining the U.S. Coast Guard. I'm joining our U.S. military. And I just want to thank everybody who has served us and is serving us now. Thank y'all. And I'm sorry. I know I look like Adolf Hitler tonight. I was going for that look just because. But I got to give a few shout outs. I got to tell Frances Solano happy birthday. She's out in Cali watching this. And I want to thank Brad Pruitt, my coach. I also want to thank my old coaches, Darrell Webb, Billy Joe Cook, Ross Conklin, Kenny Teague, and hell, even my sister, Stephanie. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I was in life today.
Real quick, man. I just got to get your opinion here, what it's like. This is your second time here at 50-50 Sports Tavern for 50-50 Fight Night number 2. What do you think of this place, man?
I just want to say, everybody, thank y'all for coming. I know it's a tight fit, but this tight fit is, excuse my French, fucking worth it.
Everybody, one more time for your winner, the Ninja Turtle, Paul Teague.